here's Budweiser from Missouri in the USA. Used to be owned by Anheuser-Busch, but now InBev has the majority of the controlling interest in Anheuser-Busch. So yeah, InBev from Belgium. Belgians now own the Budweiser. Makes you wonder if it's actually going to taste better eventually in the future. If they're going to, you know, stop skimping on ingredients and putting crap like rice in their fucking beer and other cheap fucking ingredients like that. But I doubt it. Anyway, I knew I was going to get around to this eventually. I'm starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel of my liquor store, and that might sound biased, but come on, it's Budweiser. Most people know anything about beer know that Budweiser isn't exactly the greatest shit in the world, okay? But you gotta give it its fair due. I'm gonna have to review it. I can't just slam it without reviewing it, of course. So we're gonna do that. 5% alcohol. Now this is brewed in Canada. Labatt, which is sort of the equivalent of Budweiser, really, in Canada, they have the license to brew this. They have the license to brew a lot of different beers from foreign countries. But anyway, I'm assuming it tastes essentially the same as the stuff brewed in America, because really, when you're skimping on ingredients, you're going cheap. They got it down to a formula, right? Just like really great beers have their great brewing methods down to a formula. So, we'll get right into it here. Okay. Yeah. The head's going away really quick. A lot of carbonation in it, but okay. So as you can see, it's sort of a piss color. It's a bit lighter colored than most people's piss, but sort of, yeah, it's sort of a yellow straw kind of color. You know, nothing special. So we'll. By the way, this is essentially a lager, eh? That's what Budweiser is. It's essentially a lager. So, American style lager. So let's take a smell now. Yeah. You're hard pressed to really smell anything in the old Budweiser. One of the things about sticking rice and crappy grains in place of actual premium ingredients is you don't really get much of a smell. At least it's not skunky. I guess you could say that for it, but it really has no real smell of its own. There's some faint, weak little notes of brass and sort of the grassy malts or whatever, but other than that, there's nothing. It's nothing. There's no smell to it, really. So you can't really say it's a bad smell. It's just no smell. It's bland. Bland. So we're going to taste it now. Yeah, that's shit. I'm sorry, there might be some Budweiser fans on there, but as you can see, I don't really care about rabid fans of beers. If you've seen my review for Corona, I pretty much trashed that into the fucking dirt, and I got a lot of people mad at me for it, but fuck you. And fuck you Budweiser lovers too, quite frankly. This stuff, you know, if you claim to be any kind of beer lover and you're sitting here trying to defend the merits of Budweiser, you got problems, quite frankly. It doesn't have much in the way of merits. I mean, seriously. It's one of the most bland tasty. It's not, I won't say it's offensive to the taste. Like, it'd have to have a taste to be offensive to the taste. It's just a really bland, watery kind of thing. There's a slight chemical aftertaste. It's only the faintest hints of what would be recognizable as beer in this. It's essentially if you poured 1 can of beer into like 2 liters of water or something like that. That's what the taste comes out as. And I realize some people, all they've ever drunk all their life is like Budweiser and Pabst Blue Ribbon and stuff like that, and they think that's what beer should taste like. And if that's what you think, more power to you, but you're an ignorant fucking idiot, okay? Because Budweiser is crappy. I mean, it's probably good if you don't, if you're looking for something that you want to eat. You want to eat a meal and you don't want something to complement it. You just want something to get you buzzed while you're eating. Budweiser would probably do it, because I can't see the lack of flavor in Budweiser wouldn't interfere with the flavor of the food. Let's put it that way. It'd be like drinking alcoholic water with your steak or something like that. Okay, that's essentially the idea. And I suppose Budweiser is fairly cheap. That's one thing it's got going for it. You can find it anywhere, and it will get you drunk, but what's the point? Unless you're a 16-year-old or something, what's the point? And if you are, you should probably be buying Colt 45s anyway, because they'll get you drunker for cheaper. But, yeah. Budweiser, I suppose everyone should try it at least once. I mean, I pretty much imagine everyone has tried Budweiser at least once. But if you're like a devout fan of it, you've got problems. I mean, you don't have to sit there and slag it, but if you're going to stand there and try to defend Budweiser, come on. Let's get serious, okay? So yeah, I'd give it, just because it's not offensive, I'd give it about a 1 out of 5. And that's about it for the old Budweiser, okay? So, yeah, it's highly unrecommended. Highly unrecommended. It's just, it's Budweiser. It's not good. It's not good, okay? There are other Budweiser brands, they might be good, but this isn't. 1 out of 5 for Budweiser.